Hey guys, I'm back again to teach you about verbs. So verbs refer to physical actions, things like hitting or throwing or walking or running, anything you can do with your body. Physical usually refers to your body. Abstract actions, which are things you can't really touch. Abstract means you can't really touch it or see it. But things like feelings or thinking, things that aren't visible, aren't physical body movement actions. And then state of being, which is going to be like your to be verbs. So I am, we are, they are, she is, okay, things like that. Like I am a teacher, okay? So for an example, Mark threw the ball is a physical action because he's physically taking a ball and throwing it. Stacy felt sad. You can't really see her feelings, or she can't really like physically feel her feelings. Sadness is more of an abstract concept, so that would be an abstract action. And then Jeff is tired. That's his state of being. That's how he feels right now. So he is tired. Or I could say like I am a teacher. That describes me as a person. Or you are a student, and that would be your state of being, who you are. And this is super, super important, so I'm going to say it a couple of times in the next few minutes, but every sentence in English needs a subject and a verb. So your subject is your who, and your verb is did what, okay? If you don't have a subject and a verb, it is not a complete sentence. For example, Mary ran home from school. Mary is the subject, she's the who, and what did she do? She ran home, okay? Clouds are the who. And what did they do? They fill the sky. Okay, and the cat chases the mouse. Who chases the mouse? It was the cat. What did the cat do? It chased the mouse. Okay. For example, I am speaking right now. Who is speaking? I am speaking. Miss Case is speaking. What is Miss Case doing? She's speaking. Okay. But all sentences must have a subject and a verb. Who and what did they do? And these must match. So you can't just throw in any old subject and verbs, you have to use the correct ones. So I go to the store and he eats the pie are correct because he eat doesn't match. Okay. There are a lot of different kind of verbs. Action verbs, again, are the things that you can do. So run, jump, talk, hit, etc. And linking verbs connect the subject to something that describes the subject. So he is sleepy, the bread smells fresh. They link two things together. Okay. Again, action verbs are things you can do. There's some more examples of action verbs. Helping verbs are verbs that go along with the main verb, and they're used to show the tense of the verb usually, and they're usually used in questions. So what did you do yesterday? Did is past tense. So is yesterday as well. Where should we go for dinner? Should implies the future tense. And he will come over later. Will also implies the future tense. So later, he will come over. He is going to come over in the future. Present tense. Here's some tense charts. Present tense is super easy in English. It's mostly the base form. So to talk becomes I talk, you talk, we talk, they talk. The only differences are the he, she, it form. So he, she, it talks, and that's when you want to add this s or es. So we have go over here, and then goes for he, she, it. Or I do, she does. You have, he has. Okay, and pay attention to those s's. Those s's are always with the he, she, it form. Okay. Again, with the to be form, like I am a teacher or you are from another country. With the present tense, the we, you, and they forms are all the same. We are, you are, they are. But the I and the he, she, it forms are different. So I am and he, she, it is. Okay, same thing with past tense. Were is the same in the we, you, they. But for past tense I and he, she, it, we use the word was. But again, you see those s's there for the he, she, it. That's important to notice. For most other past tenses, you simply want to add ed to the end of regular verbs. So use becomes used, call becomes called, talk becomes talked, right? And if the verb ends in a consonant y, like ry or dy, okay, then you want to replace the y with an ied. Like try becomes tried, carry becomes carried, and study becomes studied, okay? There are a lot of regular past tense verbs. I'm not expecting you to memorize them all right away, but there are a lot of words here that you'll use a lot as you're first learning English, like said, spoke, did, go or went, okay? Things like eat and ate. You'll use a lot of these words, so you should become really familiar with them really quickly, okay? And we will practice these a lot. But one thing I do want you to notice is that one thing that seems to change a lot is the vowels, right? Find says this I, and that becomes found. Grow becomes grew. Come becomes came. Give becomes gave. Okay? Write, wrote. Speak, spoke. Okay, so a lot of change happens in the vowels, and those are the A, E, I, O, U letters, okay? Some irregular past tense linking verbs that you'll use are things like know and knew, think, thought, keep, kept, begin, began, there's another vowel change, right? And then have and had. And some irregular verbs don't change their spelling, but they will change their pronunciation. So like read in the present tense becomes read in the past tense. And then cut and cut, hit and hit will be the same. So like I cut the paper could be present tense, or it could be like yesterday I cut my hair. Same sound, same word, different tense. And that gets kind of tricky. Okay. Sometimes you'll see phrasal verbs, so a combination of words that have a unique meaning when put together, like idioms, and they're usually used in informal language. So like if somebody's breaking up, that means that a couple is no longer being a couple. If you look up something, you're searching for it in a dictionary, right? If you turn into something, you're changing and you're becoming something else. So there are a lot of phrasal verbs which can get confusing as well. One of the last things I want to talk about is parallel form. So this is your subject-verb agreement, and we already kind of talked about this, but it's very important to match the verb conjugation to the subject. So not I goes to the store, but I go to the store. Remember, this es is only for he, she, it. And he eat the pie is not correct because he eats the pie. Okay, so we need to have this s for the he, and I see this as a mistake in all of my students. Everyone makes this mistake, so just keep an eye out for it, okay? And then you want to keep your verb tense consistency. So the tense, the past, present, or future tense of the verbs should remain the same throughout the whole sentence. So I cleaned my room and went out to play. Cleaned and went are both past tense. Or I sing songs while the others dance. Both are in present tense. I sing and they dance. Okay, so that's about all I wanted to talk to you about verbs, present and past. We will talk about future tense and present progressive and all those things later, but for now, just focus on present and past.